there's so many young, or not even young, but newer entrepreneurs, right? They get into this. I was a technician. I want to do something on my own, and they just focus on the service side, right? How do I get better at service? You sounded like early on you figured out I need to grow this as a business, right? You're talking about hooking up with Google, hooking up with Home Advisor, getting a website established. Were you actively trying to educate yourself? Were you looking, online and what are some things I need to do as a small business right away? How did you kind of turn yourself on to all these important things at that early stage?
Yeah, so I told you that, we decided we were going to do this around 2012, 2013, but we didn't actually start until 2018.
Yeah.
During all of that time, yes, I was very deep into how do you do it? Well, what gets you there? And, you have to look at the business is the product. Plumbing is great. It's a great service. You have to give good service, but your product is your business. So you have to grow the whole thing if you want to succeed. Not just go out and do as much plumbing as you can.
Sure. No, that's great. So that kind of swerves us into how you found us. Here you are, you've got a lot of the right things in place. It sounds like you understand some of the early things you need to do to start getting attention, to start getting phone calls. So what prompted you to ultimately join CertainPath? Was it someone reaching out to you? Did you find us? Kind of share with everyone.
So I was kind of interested in looking, when I think I got a postcard that said, "Hey, come to a profit day."
Sure.
And like everybody in their first years, it's like, man, can I afford it?
Yeah.
So, I was already kind of looking, but I was like, man, I don't know if I can afford it, but, I'll go.
Yeah.
So I actually went to a profit day, went through the presentation, and I was still, hey, it sounds great, but is it what I need and can I afford it?
Right.
So I actually didn't join, but it was always in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
I tried some lesser coaching platforms that were a little more budget friendly.
Yeah.
And they were definitely helpful. They were certainly a stepping stone, for me to see that, hey, CertainPath was the right choice.
Yeah.
But they gave me just enough for me to question what I was doing without giving me a path or, helping me know what to do next. And I reached back out to you guys.
Okay.
Right before you rebranded to CertainPath, and I talked to Ray. And I was telling Ray, I was like, I'm with this other program. It's just not, they're great people. They're great coaches, but they're not giving me what I need. They're not helping me with the path that I need to go down. And Ray said, well, it's funny you mentioned that. And that's when he kind of told me that about the rebrand to the CertainPath to encompass, all the different trades and stuff. So, when he told me that, and, he walked me through it kind of in a one-on-one situation, what you guys can offer and everything. And I was like, this is it.
It's time to make the investment. Good for you. Yeah, that's there's some synchronicity there to you talking about path, rebranding to CertainPath. That's funny. All right. So you reached out to Ray, you said, let's give it a go. Did you go back to a profit day or you kind of made the decision right there?
Yeah, no, I made the decision right there. Ray kind of walked me through the pillars again, and, he hit the main points of a profit day for me just to refresh. And he gave me a one-on-one tour of the hub.
Yeah.
Just because, I expressed to him my concerns and he was like, man, what you're telling me is you need us. You're looking for us. So, he walked me through all of that and I was like, yeah, you're right.
All right. Very good. So the next step is executive perspective, EP, what we call that. To share with everyone what EP was like for you, kind of what your feeling was at the end of that week, and this is the general experience.
Yeah, so I actually went through one of the first path trainings.
Oh, you were one of the guinea
I
pigs.
didn't go. Yeah. I didn't go to the traditional EP, and my coach has actually been on me like, you need to get to EP this year. So that's I am going to plan, closer probably to summer to go to an EP. But I did do the path training, which they told me was pretty similar. But it was a little bit different. But I mean, it was still like drinking from a fire hose. We went through numbers, accounting, how to price. It was a lot, and I mean, honestly, it was exciting.
Oh,